we are on day 8 and we are working on the very front layer and putting the finishing touches to the whole design. We are going to cut out a few things and take a look at what we have if we need to add anything extra. And then tomorrow we're going to put the final piece together for day 9. So this is day 8. Make sure you get the templates for today. That is the 4 set of templates that we're working with. And then we'll go over to Design Space and start working on those. So let's get into Design Space and let's start playing. All right, inside here, of course, we have our front layer, and this is the one with all the presents, and that's our front layer gifts. That is a PNG file. I'm going to click on that one. And then we have another one here called Front Layer Strip. That's the one we want. I'm going to grab that, and we're going to add them to the canvas. Just click away, and I'm just going to bring the front layer strip. You'll notice that it's a lot narrower than the other ones we've been working with. Once again, we are going to ungroup this. I'm going to click on the first or the top strip. I'm going to click on the first thing in the layer panel. This should turn red for your operation, and of course we're going to change that to a score line. I'm going to group the two of them together and attach them. And we have several more of these little pieces, and I think we're going to use some of them today. So here, right at the top in the layer panel, you'll see the 3 little dots. It will turn red in operation, and we'll make that a score line. And I'm going to highlight that and attach it. And you know, if we have eight or so of those, I think we've already cut 4 or 5. So I'm just holding down my Alt key, and I'm going to make maybe 5 of them, 5 or 6. It doesn't really matter. We can use it for something else. Now, someone just asked me about why are the score lines red. That is how I design all of my projects. It's so you don't get confused. All right, let's move these off to the side. Now, for our decor this time, we have a number of presents. And of course, we have some hand-drawn presents as well. So we've got a couple of things going on. So let's enlarge this a bit so we can see what we're working on. Now, like any other PNG file, we want to keep these cut apart separately so we can work with them bit by bit. So we have to start by cutting everything apart. So let's grab that square shape, and that will go over top. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to bring it across. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and grab one over the other present. Now, these ones are a lot smaller, so I'm just going to grab another shape. I'll grab another square, and I'm going to try and get it as small as possible. So let me just take this one and let me send it to the back. Arrange, send to back so I can see what I'm working with. And I'll just make it small enough that it's going to hit this. Now, I'm all for being lazy and making things work easier for myself. So instead of going and sizing squares all the time, I'm going to make sure the square is selected. I'm going to hold down the Alt key. Oh, and there it is. I'm going to put it over top of a couple of the other presents that are about the same size. There we go. Another one, and I'm just covering them up. Some will be a little bit bigger. Let's grab this one, and let's grab this one. You may wonder they're a bit overlappy, but that doesn't matter. Let's grab this one over here. Now, this one's a little, okay, this one will fit over top here. And this one, whoop, want this. It's going to come over top of this one, but it looks like it needs to be a bit bigger. So I will just stretch it a bit. Now we have everything covered up. And you may be wondering, oh, how are we going to tell what's going to happen here? Well, let's start up here in the top corner. Just select this one and the square below. Let's click on Slice. As you see, everything else will pop up on top, and that is really important. So let's get rid of this piece. This is nice and dark. This one's lighter, so I'll get rid of the lighter one. So let me just move this over here. Now I'm going to do the same thing in this top corner. I'm going to hit slice, get rid of this piece. This one's dark and that one's light, so I'll get rid of the light one. We'll keep the darker one over here. And now I just have these ones to work on. So the big key here is just to go over the present. The key here is just to go over the first one and the first present, and it looks like it's selected more than I wanted, so just those two pieces. What is going on here? Is there more than one here? Oh, it's already cut. I've already cut it. Wow. All right. No, I didn't want to move that. I wanted just this one. We'll get it in a minute. Okay, let's just grab this and slice. Okay, wants to move everything but what I want. Let's grab the one at the top. Let's go up here. Let's just grab the slice result and delete it. It's black. That's black. And that piece is all by itself, so I can move it up and out of the way. And let's see if I can grab that last piece right here. No, it wants to be part of it. Okay, so let's grab the next two. Slice. I'm going to look at the top here where the black pieces are. I am in the layers panel. I'm going to delete the extra black pieces we don't need. So, okay, so let's grab the next two and slice. They should float to the top. I'm going to delete that and delete that. So I have another one and then one more at the top here. That's a slice. Get rid of this piece and this piece. So now I should have all four of these are presents all by themselves. And now we just have the bottom, so I'm just going to grab this one and slice it. I'm going in the layers panel, and it will be slice result, which is right here. And then it's going to have slice result, which is the present itself. And then there are two black pieces, and I'm going to delete those. So that's what I'm doing for each of these. Now this present, I should be able to move. Now let's grab the next two in line. Make sure you only grab the two pieces, and we're going to click on slice. And once again, in the layers panel, I'm going to grab this piece and this piece, and then I can move my present out of the way, but it looks like we grabbed a couple of little extra pieces. Now this will happen. So I'm going to go Control Z, and Control Z so we don't get that slice. So what I want to do is take this and move it. I can see where it took it out. Okay, so Control Z, Control C. I just want to make sure there's no slice here. All right, what we want to do now is I'm just going to grab this square and move it away from this one because we got a result we didn't want. So grab these two and we'll go ahead and slice. Now everything looks good here. So I've got this one to delete and this one to delete. So I have a present here and that looks like it's intact. Same with this one. We'll grab these two pieces, slice them. And I'll grab the two black ones from the layers panel. We're doing this one by one. I know it's a bit tedious, but in the long run, you'll be happy you did it this way. As I mentioned, I like shortcuts, so let's slice. Get rid of the black pieces, And then we have our another present here. We're going to slice it. Now it looks like we cut off a piece here because you can see the indent. So let's Control Z. And let's just move this so I'm not overlapping the square here. So let's go back to this one. Let's slice it. And then take a look. Now that looks clear. Going to delete this one and this one. Now I actually don't need to slice this one. I can just get rid of this because it was left there all by itself. Now these are all the decorations. Now you know that you're going to have some issues with holes and, you know, doing smaller things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my background color like we did before. Clicking on blank canvas right here at the bottom. Here is the color at the top. So we're going to give it a color so we can see what's going on. Now yellow's pretty tough. Orange isn't bad, we can kind of see. But what if we did blue? Yeah, blue's okay, we can see. Now I'm going to take off the grid. Now it's a lot easier to see what we're doing. That was the blank canvas. All right, each of these presents is going to, you know, fit on this part here. So what we want to do is make sure that they're big enough and they look fine because we can stack things as we go. All right, next thing is we have to work on our offsets. So 0.25 is way too big. I'm thinking 0.05 right here and apply it. Now, biggest key here is move the present off. Are there any holes? No. Okay, so let's make this white instead of black. Perfect. Now let's center these two. And let's flatten it. Now that's going to print then cut. That's going to be great. So you're going to go through the same process with each one of these. I'm just going to apply the offset to them all right now. I wonder what would happen if we did this and just asked for an offset. I think it just goes around. Oh, it worked. Apply. Nice. Now we're going to change all of those black items to white. I've got one more to do. Offset. Apply. Now I'm going to do a little bit here. Here's the offset. I'm going to hold down the shift key. There's another offset. And then we're going to come here, offset. And where do we have any other offsets? I think we're good to go with those three offsets. Let's just change the color to white. Okay, let's grab 4 more of these. That's a slice result. It's not showing the offset the way it should, but these ones look okay. Let's grab this. Let's flatten it. Let's grab this one and flatten it. Let's grab this one and flatten it. Perfect. So I'm just going to move those up because I know they're done. Okay, let's grab this one. It's going to show the slice result here, which is interesting. Let me just grab this. Where's our offset showing? Oh, they're all down here. Look at these offsets. All right, for all the offsets, we're going to make them white. Nice. Now I'm just going to center this one again because it wants to keep the offsets all together. Now that's interesting. Okay. So maybe it wasn't such a good idea. Doesn't matter. Can I click on this one by itself? And can I click its offset? No, the offsets all have to be sliced out. All right, let's back up a bit. We've got all the offsets done. We're ready to go. We just have to chop them out of there. Little extra work. Let's just move over here. It was nice to get the offsets all done, but if I have to chop them out, that's not probably a shortcut we want. All right, let's just make this small again. And I'm just going to come through and I am going to slice this. I don't want to slice either. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's probably the offsets are set to print then cut. That's what it is. I'm going to change them from print then cut to basic cut. There we go. Now they've all turned gray. I'm going to change them to white. Now we should be okay to go. Now that's troubleshooting on the way. Now they want to come cut just like that. Okay, I am going to rewind this. Karina, we're going to go back to where we're making the offsets. So it'll make a big difference. Okay, so let's grab my presents out here. I've got this one. Can't shake it off. Okay, Control Z, Z, Z. Okay. Karina, we're back to just putting the offsets. 3, 2, 1. All right, we have 2 of them done here. I'm just going to click on this one right here. As you can see, I've got them. I can flatten them here, but let's take a look at the offset right here. I am going to change that to white, and then I'm going to highlight that and flatten it, just like I did the other one. Same thing with this one. Just highlight it together, pick on the offset itself, make it white, and away we go. Let's flatten that one. All right, we have another set here that we're going to work with. Now, I tried to offset them all at once, but that didn't work very well. So what I'm going to do is just come through and hit the offset and apply, and I'm just going to do with each one of them separately. Okay, apply, set, apply, just 3 more to go here. And apply. Great. Now I've got all of these right here, and as you can see in the layers panel, we see all the offsets. Let me go to the bottom one first. We have an offset here. I'm holding my shift key down. I am going to click on all the offsets I see here. Offset, 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 offset. Looks like I've got them all. I'm going to change the color all at once. So now they're all white. And of course, I just want to go through and flatten each one individually. And you may say, why individually? Well, let's just test a couple of things here. So if I go like this and hit flatten, it becomes one together, and we don't want that. So you don't want to group things. All right, so let's flatten these one at a time. This one's flat, this one's flat, this one's flat, this one is flat. Let's grab this one, we will flatten it, flatten, flatten, and flattened. All right, so we have these ones all ready to go, but we have a couple of hand-drawn ones we want to work with as well. Oh, we missed one way down here. Okay, so let's just add the offset, apply, change the color to white, grab it together and flatten it. I'll just move that up. Let's just move our little pieces out of the way here because we want to work with these 2. Now, as you can see, I am going to add an offset to it, but it might create a problem. We're going to have all kinds of holes in the middle because this is hand drawn, just like we did before. I'm going to click on the offset on this one, and as you can see, we get tons of holes in here. So I'm going to just change this to 0.1. Even though we have lots of holes with this one, I'm actually going to apply it. And of course, I want to change it to white. And I will repair the holes in a minute because we want to do the same thing with this one. We want to hit the same offset, and we're going to get some holes. I'll simply apply it and change this to white. Now what we have to do is work on getting rid of those pieces in here. So let's grab a shape. I'm going to grab a circle. And let me just unlock the circle here. And let me just turn it. See if I can get all of it at once. Looks like I need to come a little smaller. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get it all at once, so I'm going to grab another shape, another circle, make it small, because all I want to do is cover up the last little hole we have here, because I don't like things to cut through. And as you can see, we've got 3 shapes together, which is fine. I'm going to hold them together, and then I'm going to come to combine and weld. Now they're all going white. I'm going to add this back on top, so we have to arrange, bring it to the front, and let's grab those 2, align, center, and then we are going to flatten it. Perfect. So now we have another one that's completed. Now I'm going to take this off the top. Now we've got a lot of holes in this one, so maybe I've got a couple of circles that I need to use. Let's just grab this down like this. Go make it as big as possible without going over the edges. Move it up a bit maybe. There we go. So I'm just going to hold down the Alt key and make another circle here, but I'm going to have to make it smaller. And that's a little too big. And maybe a third one. I'm just holding down the Alt key. What I'm trying to do is just cover up the holes, and I'm just going to grab this all together, and then we're going to combine and weld. Perfect. So now this one, we know we have to arrange it and send it to the back. And I'm going to take this piece. Oh, it didn't go to the back. So let's grab it again, arrange, send to back, and then we're going to add this piece on top. So let's grab these 2 together, click on align and center, and then flatten. All right, let's zoom back out to 100%. And let's just grab this over here, make sure we've got everything we need here for this project. We've got our little extra pieces. We have all of our gifts, and we have other gifts that we're going to color in. So this is a mixture of color it yourself and, of course, all of these PNG files. So we're going to have fun stacking these as we go through and decorate it tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to finish up with putting this whole thing together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you had fun today. Tomorrow is day 9, the last day of this 9-part project.